Morning sunlight spills through the high windows of the Providence Municipal Court, glinting off polished wood and stacks of case files. Another day, another crowd, parking tickets, broken taillights, expired plates. But for Judge Frank Caprio, every face tells a story. The courtroom hums with quiet tension. Footsteps echo against the marble floor as names are called one by one. Somewhere in the back, a man in his late 30s stands clutching a citation, his knuckles pale against the paper. His suit jacket looks freshly pressed, but his eyes, heavy, sleepless, tell another story. When his name is called, he steps forward, clearing his throat. Judge Caprio greets him with his trademark calm. "Good morning, sir. You're here for a speeding violation on Branch Avenue?" The man nods, voice low. "Yes, Your Honor. I know I was over the limit, but it wasn't exactly what it looked like." Caprio's brows lift. That's quite a way to start the morning. Not what it looked like. "Tell me what you mean." The man hesitates. "It's complicated." A faint murmur ripples through the courtroom. Caprio leans slightly forward, tone steady but curious. The kind of curiosity that doesn't accuse but invites honesty. He studies the man a moment longer before saying gently, "All right, let's take it one step at a time." 48 and a 30, Judge Caprio reads from the report. No accident, no dispute, just a little too heavy on the gas pedal. The camera pans across the courtroom. A tired clerk typing, the flag motionless in still air. The sound of turning pages and distant traffic outside the window fill the silence. The man stands motionless, eyes down. "Yes, sir. I knew the sign was there. I just wasn't thinking." Caprio tilts his head. That's an honest answer, but not thinking usually has a reason. The man takes a breath. "I just finished a 12-hour night shift. My phone rang right before I turned onto Branch Avenue. It was my wife." His voice tightens. "She said something was wrong with our daughter." Caprio glances toward the gallery. A woman and a small girl sit quietly, the girl clutching a small pink inhaler. The judge's expression softens. "Your daughter?" "Yes, Your Honor." Caprio closes the file slowly. "All right, let's hear what happened next." Behind every violation, there's often more than a number. There's a heartbeat. The man opens a worn glove box envelope. Inside, hospital papers, a small crayon drawing, a name scrawled in a child's hand, Daddy. The courtroom grows still. The faint hum of fluorescent lights and distant coughs fade away. He holds up the paper with trembling fingers. "My daughter has asthma," he says softly. "That morning she couldn't breathe. My wife called crying. She didn't know what to do. I panicked. I just drove." His voice cracks, and for a moment he forgets where he is. Not a courtroom, but a father explaining fear. Caprio's tone lowers. "How's she doing now?" The man turns to the gallery. The little girl raises her hand, tiny and shy. "I'm okay now," she whispers. A faint smile touches the judge's face. The officer beside him lowers his gaze, quietly moved. Caprio nods slowly. "You were speeding toward love, not running from the law." In a room built for judgment, compassion has a way of changing the temperature. Judge Caprio leans back in his chair, fingers tapping lightly on the bench. He doesn't rush his verdict. He never does. Sunlight glances off his glasses as he studies the ticket, then the family. The courtroom waits in silence. No whispers, no shuffling. Finally, he speaks. "Sir, the law says you were speeding, but the law also allows me to see why." He pauses, glancing at the child again. "And I think that why matters most today." "I'm dismissing this charge," he declares softly, "because some emergencies don't fit inside a speed limit." The man's shoulders collapse with relief. The little girl smiles through shy tears. Caprio adds warmly, "But promise me something. Next time, call 911 first. Your daughter needs her dad alive and well." The man nods quickly, voice breaking. "I promise, Your Honor. Thank you." The gavel falls gently. Not a strike, but a release. Sometimes mercy enforces the law better than punishment ever could. As the family walks out hand in hand, the sound of their steps fades into the rhythm of the courtroom once more. Judge Caprio flips to the next case file, but his eyes linger for a second on the door they just exited. The morning light has shifted, a quiet glow across the bench. The narrator's voice enters softly. It's easy to forget that behind every fine is a story, and behind every story, a reason. The judge sighs gently. All right, he says to the clerk. Who do we have next? Life and justice move forward, one case, one lesson at a time. A small smile touches his face, the kind that comes from knowing justice was served, not by the letter, but by the heart. Cut to the family outside the courthouse. The father opens his car door, places the glove box envelope back in place, and looks at his daughter through the mirror. Grateful, humbled, alive. Even in small mistakes, there are big reminders to slow down, in driving and in life. Friends, if this story moved you, take a second to share where you're watching from. These moments remind us that justice isn't only about rules, but about humanity. Subscribe for more stories where real justice meets real compassion.